Good evening, Miss.
Good evening. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to start the class with a question for you, Mr. Ramirez.
Yes, tell me.
Okay, here we go with the interview. Nice. Not just one question. It's not an interview. Okay. Do you use some natural remedies, or you just trust doctors for you to get better when you're sick, when you feel not good?
Well, most of the time I just, mm, I just follow the recommendation from the doctors. But sometimes I like to, I like to use natural remedies, but it's not too common.
Okay, okay, not always, but not common.
So,
Okay,
yes,
eh,
yes.
so in any specific health problems that you trust, or that you go for natural remedies for any specific
Mhm.
problems, health problems?
Well, maybe. When I have sore throat, maybe
Mm.
I usually take something like lemon and I don't
Pure, pure
yeah.
lemon or lemonade?
No, lemon with meal. I don't remember.
Okay, with hand?
Yes, honey.
Yeah. Okay. Pure, right?
Yes.
Yeah, my mom always recommends me that, but I don't like honey. I don't like, I love lemon. I can drink the pure juice just because I want. I actually, it was something that I used to do, just squeeze maybe two or three good lemons and drink it. I put some salt and I love to drink it with spoon. It was delicious for me. The pure lemon, but with so the my problem is not to drink pure lemon, but my problem is to drink it with honey. So that's what I've never done that. But my mom recommends a lot. So
Yes.
that's one of the remedies that you have tried.
Yes. And what else? Well, some uh maybe once or twice I try to use um when I hurt some part of my body, I prepares mm, like I don't know how to say, but how is I don't, I forget the name of that even in Spanish. It's like
But no, physical, I mean, do you drink or do you put it
no,
on?
I put it.
So
It
maybe ointments, ungüentos, natural on. No,
yes, yes, it's something like that, but
no, that's not the idea.
no, it's not like like ungüento. It's
It's not an ointment. It's
Sorry,
But what kind?
I forgot.
What?
I forgot. Yes,
Okay.
but it's an
What kind? Do you use plants? Or what
mm,
kind of things for that? Even though you forgot the
no,
name.
it's something you boil. It's a it's it's something. It's una hierba que that you boil and you put that part of the body inside of that warm water, not hot but warm, just warm. You put it, you put your the part of the body inside that water, and it works for 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 the pain.
Mm, okay, so maybe it sounds familiar for me, but yeah, we call is it black like 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 leaves dry?
Yes, it's leaves of the of a tree, but I
Okay,
don't.
maybe oregano.
Yes, that is oregano.
Okay, it's the same. Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that the description, I got familiar with the description. Okay, yes, that is a natural remedy that I've heard too. Okay, but not drink it, right? You don't
No,
drink,
no, it's
just
not
put it.
drinking.
You
Yes,
you you submerge the part
yes,
of the
that is.
body that you need to. Okay, good. Well, and do you why don't you do it often? Because you think they don't work, or because you don't have the ingredients, or because you don't want to prepare that kind of things? It's easier appeal.
No, maybe. Well, maybe it's because I don't have and I don't get sick so often. But
Ah, okay.
yes, that's why. But when I got um when I got sick, maybe it's because I don't have the ingredients.
Ingredients. Okay. 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 Well, I've heard that another tree that is a high tree, I think it's in eucalyptus. Have
Yes.
you? Mm-hmm. I've heard, and I used that kind of remedy, natural. But when you have respiratory system problems, I think it's but I don't know if it works. But honestly, that smell, I think it's relaxing. I think it's delicious. That that sensation, for example. Um, when you can, or it's hard to breathe, you know uh, I think it's good for lungs, and I've done that at in my bedroom. Okay, just the smelling, you know and I think it's a good remedy, eucalyptus. With another tree that I don't remember the now, the the name of that, but it's a combination of eucalyptus and I think is I'm not sure, but it's a combination of those two trees, and I think it's a good remedy, natural remedy. Okay, well, we use them, right? Maybe sometimes, maybe not often, but we often do it. Okay, well, Let me go back to the book and let's see some common, and you will tell me if, are they common? Okay, what do you think? Let's listen. Okay, let's listen this part in which we have some common remedies, supposed to be common. You will tell me yes, they are, or I don't think so. Okay, let's listen.
Page 80. Exercise 5. Snapshot. Listen and practice. Common remedies.
Chamomile tea, cough syrup, chicken soup, cold medicine, eye drops, aspirin, antacid, nasal spray, ice pack.
Okay, which of them do you think that are very common? Or all of them?
Sorry, sorry. I don't
Yeah,
know if
okay.
I was
Okay, don't worry.
okay. I think the most of them are very common, like the aspirin or the chamomile tea and the chicken soup for when you are sick, when you got
What problem?
a cold.
Okay, a cold. Okay,
Yeah.
so the chicken soup is a good remedy for a cold. And the chamomile tea for what
Well,
health problem?
when you got a heart, when maybe you feel tired and you feel like your body hurt, all your body hurts. I think that's what I use. I usually, or my family usually drink chamomile tea.
Okay, well, I had the idea that it was for the flu or for a cold. I don't know, something similar with the that we use the reason uh, that we use we drink chicken soup. I thought
Ah,
okay,
the
but
chicken soup.
maybe
No, I was talking about the chamomile tea.
no, me too. I
Ah,
mean,
okay.
yeah, that's what I'm comparing. That I have the idea that it was for the same, similar,
Ah,
you
okay,
know,
okay.
yeah, for the flu or for the cold. I don't know, but not for pain or tired or something like that. But that's the idea, right? Just the idea. Definitely, I know close of being an expert with natural remedies. Okay, so which of them do you think that work better and faster?
Well, I think it works, faster. Maybe the antacid and nasal
And
spray.
antacid,
Yeah,
antacid,
antacid. Thank you. Antacid and nasal spray.
nasal spray.
Okay, nasal spray. Antacid and
Okay,
nasal spray.
okay. You know, I don't trust antacids. I don't I don't like antacid. I think the most famous, right? I don't know if it just that one exists, but Pepto-Bismol, right? I don't know, but I avoid to drink it. So because I think it doesn't solve the problem. I trust a lot in aspirins. I think they
Okay.
they work. They really work. I don't
Yes, because
trust. Yeah,
uh-huh.
because
No, I will say something about the
yeah. Tell me.
antacid because
Okay.
maybe I don't like it too because it works for a moment, but if you don't leave that kind of or the food that it makes you feel bad,
Mhm.
you never feel better. You will never feel better.
It will continue happening, right?
Yes,
That's what I don't like. At least that we have a meeting, for example, and you really need that moment. You need to
yes,
go to that place, and you can, let's say, uh, delay it, or you can say, "Oh no, I'm sick and I won't be able." Okay, so maybe in that extreme need, but I don't really. For the same reason, I don't really trust it. For the same reason that you mentioned. Okay, so what else? The aspirin I said, right? It's a good one. Well, now it's better. How that I forgot that it's similar to aspirin. It's for headache, for fever, acetaminophen, right? I I I I have that medicine at home. I think it's the most effective.
yeah.
And what else? Cough syrup.
Um, well, I think it works,
It
but the
works.
most of the time that I take
Mhm.
cough syrup, I feel better, but I'll a short time.
Mhm.
Yes, it does. I think it doesn't solve the problem.
Similar to the antacid.
Yes,
Okay, yeah, it's similar. Honestly, I think I've never tried. Maybe when I was a child, maybe. But a cough syrup, I don't. I don't use this remedy. Okay, and nasal spray, neither. I don't have that need. Eye drops, yes. I've used them, but well, maybe right, they are effective because we want to clean our eyes of dust or something.
yes.
Maybe. The cold medicine could be right for a cold. Do you remember any specific cold medicine?
Like Virogrip.
Like that one, correct.
Yes, but usually the cold medicine, I don't think the cold medicine works for me because I usually um when I get a cold, sometimes I I take a lot of cold medicine and it doesn't
Mhm.
work. Even yes, and just I think I just need to rest and drink a lot of
Mhm.
water. But
Yes.
when it's so
Strong.
when
Strong?
it's so strong, I will say that way. Yeah, and I really need something a cold medicine. I just try to use um Birobid, but injection of
Ah.
Birobid because
Ah.
I think the rest of the medicine that you drink, it doesn't work for me.
Okay, a direct
Yes.
solution, very effective. Yeah, definitely injections are the most effective for different health problems, right? Yeah, and what you said is definitely the best for the flu, or a cold, just to rest and sleep, or just to stay on bed. It's just to rest and drink a lot of water to clean. And that's a doctor's recommendation, right? It's not just that we think. They are doctors' recommendations. Okay, so that's true. Okay, well, that's what we have about this. So the less effective for me, I think, is the chamomile tea. I don't think that it has any effect. I don't. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's natural for a regular drink. It's good for the body, but not for a solution of a health problem. I think, as I said, right, that I don't know, but it isn't effective for me. And the chicken soup neither. I don't know what. Those are the less effective for me. An ice pack, I think, is very useful. Okay, it's very useful for pain, for different pain. Okay, well, that's what we have. And we already talked about these situations. Okay, so let's listen this conversation. Okay, obviously, what is happening here?
Well, I don't know. Well, there is there is a grandma, I would say, taking well, well, she's at the hospital, and the other woman is the doctor that is trying to know, or she's trying to know what she have, what health problem she has.
Okay, so the old lady, right? She looks to be, I think it's a she, looks
Yeah,
to be an old lady, right? That is having a medical appointment, right?
yeah,
With the doctor. Do you think it's an emergency? Do you think, according to the doctor's face, is it
mm,
an emergency, or is it's something, let's say, typical,
well, I think it's not an emergency. It's like
regular,
maybe it's like a common health problem.
a common health problem? Yeah,
Yeah,
she doesn't look worried, right? I mean, the doctor.
yes, that's that's true.
Okay, so probably. Well, let's listen if it is true, what we think.
Page 81. Exercise 6. Conversation. Try to relax. Listen and practice.
Hello, Miss. Just can't sleep.
Try to relax. Listen and practice.
Hello, Ms. Lake. How are you today?
Not so good.
What's wrong exactly?
I'm exhausted.
Why are you so tired?
I don't know. I just can't sleep at night.
Okay, let's take a look at you.
A few minutes later,
I'm gonna give you some pills. Take one pill every evening after dinner.
Okay.
And don't drink coffee, tea, or soda.
Anything else?
Yes, try to relax.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Yun.
Okay, so what was the problem? Was it an emergency?
No, it was an emergency there. I forgot the name. Miss, I don't know. I don't remember the name of that old lady. But the old lady can sleep well and she feels tired.
Tired, right? She feels exhausted. Does it ever happen to you? Because
Yes,
you're very young, right? So that's why I asked. I don't know if you have ever feel exhausted.
yes, sometimes I feel exhausted and sometimes even I can't sleep too.
Even you can sleep.
Yes, it's
Well,
something it's something strange because you feel exhausted, but you have the time to rest and sleep, and but you can't.
mhm. Yes, it's something um that sounds the opposite, right? Effect.
Yes.
Well, I've never feel that way. That I maybe not exhausted, and that contradiction that less that the person is exhausted and can't sleep. But I understand perfectly, okay, that it happens. But personal, I haven't had that personal experience. Not yet. Thanks God. Okay, I feel tired. Yes, of course. But when I feel tired, I want immediately. No, not immediately. I don't have that. Let's say that. Yeah,
Superpower.
that good habit that you put your head on your pillow and you immediately sleep. I
Yeah,
can't.
I think that's a
Sad.
superpower because I am the same. I feel the same. I know people that they just but well even not in the pillow, just maybe at the sofa or maybe at in a bus or something like that, and just relaxing immediately they are sleeping.
Yeah, it's true. Even in the bus, right? Yes, I've
Okay.
seen that. They look so, let's say, um, in a comfortable position, sleeping without any worry. They just, I don't know how they are sure that they won't, pass um on the bad stuff that they need. But yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, they are sit on a sofa, and for example, I have my cousin, and she used to do that, and my mom too. But I think that in her case is because of high pressure uh, problem, and some health problems that she has, that sometimes she just is sit, and um, she can sleep in that position. Yeah, I have some relatives with that.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
that good
I have a friend that is like that. Just he just feel
sits.
like yeah no yeah he just feel like a little time, or he just got a little time, and immediately he's he's sleeping. Or
This is
yeah, but in one time he slept on in the bus, but maybe he was very tired, and he passed
the bus stop.
yes, the bus stop, and he he wakes up, I will say.
Woke up?
He wake up when he was arriving to Guatemala, the
Oh,
the
really?
Guatemala frontier.
Border.
Yeah,
Ah,
border.
to Guatemala. Yeah, so it was, I mean, in Santa Ana City,
Yes, but he was
almost getting to the border.
yeah, no, but we are from a little town near the Metapan. So we need to
Ah,
take a bus to Metapan.
mm-hmm.
But the most of the buses that cross Metapan, they go mm, well, they're just cross Metapan and continue straight near the border.
Okay, but they end uh, at the border, or they
Yeah,
continue out
no,
out of,
yes,
they stopped. They stopped
yes,
there.
yes, that's right. But by that time, yes,
It's far.
yes, he's
When
sleeping.
okay, when you get to that point, it's because you're far from the place,
Yeah,
from the town that you want to get.
yes,
Okay, well, yeah, it happens. You know, and I've heard that when we have a well-known and old situation, sadly, it happens to some people, right? And they wake up in a dangerous place, and it was really dangerous, really, really dangerous. I've heard. I
yeah,
thanks God I never have someone close with that story that confirm that story. But I've heard that it happened, so imagine that case. It wasn't a good habit, right, to sleep on the bus because it was really dangerous. Okay, so well, luckily, well, I think it it most of the time it's not that dangerous that it happened. Okay, well, so let's see if it is what we thought, right? So, hello, Mrs. Lake. How are you today? Not so good. What's wrong exactly? I'm exhausted. Why are you so tired? I don't know. I just can't sleep. I just can't sleep at night. Okay, let's take a look at you. I'm going to give you some pills. Take a pill every evening after dinner. Okay, and don't drink coffee, tea, or soda. Anything else? Yes, try to relax. All right, thanks, Dr. Yun. Uh-huh. So let's see in this part, we have what's the difference that you can observe in this sentence? What is the difference with the regular structure in English? I don't know if it is my headsets, but I can listen to you. I don't know if you're you're sleeping. If you are speaking.
No. I'm just thinking, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
I thought that you were moving your mouth. So that's
No,
what I thought.
no. I
Okay.
always just thinking.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't know. Miss. I don't.
You don't recognize the difference.
Yes.
Well, look, the difference is that we don't have here a person, and a specific person. We
Okay.
don't have a subject. Because if you notice in most of, always in a formal structure in English, we need and we use the person, the subject, you, she, I, etc. Right? We don't usually omit that part. It's like necessary because remember that in Spanish we change. According to the person, we change the verb form. But in English, it is shared, right? The same structure for all of them, for I, you, we, he, she, they, sometimes, or two structures for two groups. So that's why in English we need to mention person or the subject, at least in the formal, right? In the most general structure. Sometimes in an informal way, we omit it. But in this case, is the real structure that is given a, let's say, an order, an instruction, what we call imperative. When we use imperative sentences in English, or imperative ideas in English, or that means instructions, orders, etc. Look, we start with the verb or with the negative form, but we don't mention the person because we understand in English that we have the person will be always you. Okay, always you. Because we understand in English that the order must be direct. Direct to the person that I'm, let's say, telling what to do. Close the door. So I'm given the instruction at that moment. So it's because someone is there, right? And we understand that is that instruction, that command, that order for that person. Direct, a direct order, or we give it directly. Okay, so that's the difference. We want to, when we want to express that kind of commands, orders, or instructions, we start with the verb. Okay, try to relax. Don't drink coffee, tea, or soda. Okay, don't be late. Don't say anything. Don't go. Don't go to that place. Okay. Don't arrive late tomorrow. Sometimes, of course, that we can be a little bit more polite and we can say, don't arrive late tomorrow, please. Okay, but it depends. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the difference, because we give those commands or orders, instructions. Okay, so the doctor is giving instructions, orders. That's why we are using that structure. Do you receive any common instruction, any common phrase that is an instruction at work?
Well, I don't know. I don't know, maybe.
For example, let me give you some ideas. While you thinking, I will mention a couple. Okay, don't forget to sign the attendance. Okay, that is in the entrance. Don't forget to sign that you are here already at work. For example, right, at work, we do that. Okay, be 10 minutes before the class, or be at least 5 minutes before the class. That's another, let's say, command or instructions that we have. What else? Keep an eye on students. Okay, don't leave them alone. Keep an eye on your students. Don't leave them alone. You see, those are
Yes.
some common instructions in my environment. How about yours?
Maybe don't forget to check the emails.
Okay. Don't forget to check your emails.
Yes, and I'm checking one right now. Okay. And
Actually, I'm following instructions. Tell me.
yeah, and maybe, well, let's say don't for or well, almost every day we need to check some. I will say I don't know how to say it. Mm, don't forget to check the or let's check the inventory.
Okay. So in that case, you have that instruction of your boss directly or of a coworker
No, from the boss. Well, it's
from
a
the.
special. Well, I will say it's a special inventory. So every day we need to check it.
Okay. Okay. There we have a couple of instructions, right? But I'm gonna, let's say, put it easier. Tell me some instruction or some orders that your mom gives to you. I think
Okay.
it's easier.
Okay. Well, maybe don't forget to get out the trash. Take out the
Okay.
trash.
Take out the trash. Don't forget to take out the
And
trash.
yes, and don't forget to wash the dishes. Well, wash the
Do,
dishes. Yeah.
uh-huh. Or don't arrive late.
Yes. That. Well, I never have that instruction, but well,
You
it's
never follow.
no. They never said that to me.
Ah, they never said that
Yeah,
to you.
because if I was late, they
They don't know.
no, they got angry, so I never got late.
Ah, you okay? You're a good song, a good song. Okay,
Yes.
okay. I thought that because you live alone, they don't know, teacher, if I get
I
late
know,
or
but
not.
yes, I was thinking when I live with them.
Okay, but anyway, I would say that even though you live alone, but it doesn't matter. I guess that your mom gives you some, let's say, instructions or recommendations for you to do. Okay, I guess that she doesn't care if you are in her house or not. She always, uh, I guess, she always wants to to take care of you, right? And somehow, so maybe okay, Jose, don't forget to close the door, for example, right? Check the doors before you go to bed. um let's say don't go out late, for example, right? I don't know, I guess are or in my case my mom says, for example, okay, don't drive fast, Okay, take it easy. Don't drive fast. Okay, be careful with this, with that. And I don't live with her, but anyway, that's the way moms are, right? So it doesn't matter that you're not in her house. I guess she always has some instructions for you. I guess. Who gives more instructions, your mom or your dad?
Well, I think my dad,
Ah, really?
yes,
No. Okay. When you are in his house or by phone and an advice when you leave their home, or when you are in their house, in their home, or by phone or
when I,
anytime
no, when I was in their home, right?
in their home. And
Yes,
when you are not in their home, who gives more advices or recommendations?
yes, my, well, in that case, it is my mom.
In that case, your mom.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, so that's the way, right? Or we can say go to the doctor. It's like a recommendation, but like an instruction somehow, right? Is something imperative. Somehow go to the doctor. Don't forget to go to the doctor, mom, because at the end you never go. Okay, so go to the
yes,
doctor. Drink your pills. Those are common, okay, common ways to use these structures, as you can see. Or instructions, right? Have you ever um, gave some have you ever given some instructions at work to someone, or you just receive instructions?
no, maybe, no, with some coworkers, I mean, I give them some instruction. The most of the time when they are they are starting the work.
Ah, okay. Yes,
Yes,
when
and maybe
they are
uh,
new at work.
yes, yeah, they are
Ah,
new at work, and when everyone is helping them, and
okay.
maybe when they come to me and ask me something, and I need just you and then I say like, yeah, you need to do this, and after take this and and something like that.
Okay, so okay, you see, and first open this file. Okay,
Yeah,
then sign. I don't know, or write your password. You will need a password, so okay, take note because it's very important. If you forget your password, you won't be able to continue. Okay, so every time that you open this file, you will need a password. So take a note or write down the password. That is part of the instructions, for example, right? So that's when we use this structure. Okay, Mrs. Medrano, I don't know how long have you been here? Maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Are you around, Miss Medrano?
Yes.
Hi, nice to see you because you were
Nice
not
to
in
meet
class
you.
yesterday. So I'm glad to know that you're here. Okay, well, briefly, Ms. Medrano, because we are almost right concluding this part, but we were talking about the imperative forms, okay, that we use when we want to give an instruction, an order. And look, can you recognize Miss Medrano? which of these sentences have an imperative form? Can you recognize which one? No?
No, teacher.
No, okay, look. The yellow one, I think it's yellow or orange. I'm not sure.
Orange.
But orange, okay. But the other is very different. Is blue sky or something like that, light blue. So this one, you said it's orange. Okay, and daltonic maybe, because I'm not sure if it's yellow or orange. Okay, so the orange one here, don't drink coffee. Try to relax. So that's when we give an order, an instruction that we don't mention the person. Look, we don't have anybody here. We start with the verb, right? Or with the negative form. That's the way that we express an imperative, okay, form. So we were talking about those instructions, those imperative forms at work, at home, right? For example, any specific instruction that you give to your husband. For example, I was mentioning that my mom says, don't drive fast, okay?
And for example, don't sleep in the bus.
Okay, correct. We were talking about that situation, right, Mr. Ramirez? So
Yes.
don't sleep on the bus because it could be dangerous. Correct.
Yes, but I like
You
to
like
sleep.
okay. Can you
I
do it without any problem?
no,
No. You can't sleep on a bus. Or you can.
I can. Always I can sleep.
Always. Okay, so you are that person that we were admiring, Mr. Ramirez and I, right? We were admiring that kind of people who can sleep anywhere, without problem and fast. Okay, so, but your mom says, don't sleep on the bus because it's dangerous.
Yes.
Can be, yes. Any other instruction that your mom tells you, or maybe an instruction that you give to your husband, or your husband to you?
Don't forget drink water.
Okay, don't forget to drink water. That is a basic. Okay, so don't forget. So we don't need to say, you don't forget, right? Or your name, that I never remember your name. Do you have your name? No. What's your name, Mrs. Medrano? What's your name?
Reina.
Reina, yes. Okay, so it doesn't say Reina. It's not necessary to say Reina. Don't forget to, right? So they say directly, don't forget to drink water. Okay, any instruction, that's the one that you give to your husband or your husband gives to you. That instruction of don't forget to drink water. Is your instruction for your husband or is your husband instruction for you?
My husband for me.
Okay, your husband instructions for you. Okay, good. Before we leave, any instruction that you give to your husband?
Don't stress.
Okay, don't stress. Okay. like this doctor, right? Relax. Try to relax. That's your instruction or recommendation, right, to your husband. So you see, that's the way that we do something like a instruction, an order, a command, or can be somehow a recommendation, but a strong recommendation. Okay, no, don't mention the person. It's not necessary. Just start with the negative form or with the verb. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. Thanks for your attendance and your comments. Okay, so hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, don't miss class. Let's talk a lot. Okay, English. Let's practice English. So hope to see you tomorrow.
You tomorrow.
Thank you, Miss. Take care.
Thank
Have a nice night.
you too. Thanks to you.